Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to AAC in the Cloud 2024, sponsored by Forbes AAC, CoughDrop AAC, and Open AAC. I'm super excited to have Whitley Bieser presenting today. Whitley, you can take it away.
Great. Thank you, Katie. Yes, welcome and thanks for attending this session. So the title is Forbes AAC, CoughDrop Product and Company Updates. So we're just going to give you a little bit of everything and that's going on with Forbes AAC and updates with now owning CoughDrop and all that. So we'll get started and I'll introduce myself. So my name is Whitley Bieser. I am a speech language pathologist by training, and currently I serve as the Vice President for Forbes AAC. And kind of how I got to this point and into this field is I began working with two young men with Charge syndrome when I was in college. And I was really intrigued just on their communication and finding alternative ways to communicate with them. So that's what I wanted to focus on as I started studying to become a speech language pathologist and asked for all the opportunities that I could get throughout grad school working with AAC. And then from grad school, I moved into my first position, and that was at a pediatric hospital. And I was able to be a member of their AAC assessment and treatment team for a couple years. I learned a ton there, got a lot of hands-on experience. And then that led into my current position with Forbes AAC, where I initially started as a rep in Missouri for the company. And now I work as the vice president, kind of helping to run the operations and our sales team. So I love this role. It allows me to really be immersed with AAC all day long. I'm across a lot of different territories, so I get to meet a ton of really amazing people, a lot of amazing individuals who utilize AAC, and a ton of great clinicians doing some wonderful things out there. So we'll get started. My disclosures: I am a full paid employee of Forbes AAC. I'm a member of ASHA. And this course, just kind of the content disclosure, is that it's exclusively focused on our stuff because it is an update on everything Forbes. So just a little background. So who is Forbes? Where did we come from? We are a privately held company, and our owner is Clayton Smeltz. He's our CEO and president, and we manufacture speech-generating devices, software, and educational resources. We've been around actually for over 35 years. And I have a little timeline on the next slide that'll show kind of how we progressed. But we really focus on serving people with communication disorders throughout the US. Our manufacturing facility, which I have a picture of here on the slide, is based in Mansfield, Ohio. So that's where we distribute our product line. And at our home office, we have a team of engineers, and they work directly with our speech language pathologists throughout the US to create technologies. And then we have our funding specialists there in our home office as well. And they work directly with Medicare, Medicaid, and private insurance companies to help seek out funding and manage advocacy efforts for our users. And I always like to share the story of Clayton, our president and CEO. I think it's really important that you kind of understand how Forbes came about and his design behind all of our products. So Clayton is actually a paraplegic himself. When he was 18 months old, he was playing outside and he was ran over in their driveway and has been paralyzed. So he's been fitted for wheelchairs his whole life and fitted for medical equipment. And so one thing that he wanted to do and kind of his mission growing up was to become an engineer and design medical equipment that was really sleek and trendy. And just, yeah, that was kind of his goal in life. And so looking at our timeline, Clayton's actually been with the company for 21 years, but he purchased it in 2017. So Forbes Rehab Services was started in 1987. And it was started as a company that provided all different sorts of assistive technology. So it wasn't just speech generating devices, although they did distribute speech generating devices from other companies. And then in 2000, they decided to really start getting into the product development, design, and manufacturing. And then in 2017, that's when our current owner, Clayton, purchased the company, and the name changed then to Forbes AAC. So that's what you know it as today. And we really now are dedicated to producing products and backing them with unmatched service and support. So we fully focus on AAC, engineering speech generating devices. And then in 2023, I wanted to put this on here, we purchased CoughDrop AAC. So we now own the CoughDrop AAC application. And so this is our first time owning our own AAC software. which is really exciting. So looking at our product line, we have a lot to go over today. There's kind of 3 different areas we're going to look at. We're going to look at our speech generating devices, which include our ProSlate series, our WinSlate series, and we distribute the Abilia Light Writer. And then we have our language software and apps. So we have CoughDrop on there. And then we did start a program called AAC Now that we'll talk about. We have our core word language system, and then we have our Spark dashboard. And then as far as accessories, we're going to touch on our language development kit, our snap lock key guards, our extender battery, our mounting systems, and also our environmental control systems. So let's start off with the speech generating devices. We're going to talk about our ProSlate series. So this is our iOS-based speech generating device, and we were actually the first company to use the iPad as a speech generating device. And kind of how the design of that came about was, at the time, iPads were newer. They were being utilized a lot for the purpose of AAC. We saw them becoming more of a household item. And so we really wanted to leverage the advantages of the iPad. So iPad has a ton of power. It's a really slim, sleek tablet, has a great battery life, very trendy and socially acceptable. It is a commonplace in most households. A lot of school districts have iPads, and there's an endless supply of new and improving apps, as you know, and their software is invested in. So there's constantly software updates. So it's just, we wanted to make sure to harness that power of the iPad. But of course, when you're looking at just the iPad alone, it does have some drawbacks when it's serving as the purpose of durable medical equipment as a speech generating device. So first and foremost, it's just the lack of durability. So just an iPad, of course, is not durable enough to endure all of the various environments that a speech generating device needs to withstand. And then also some of the cases don't have the ability for positioning and handling. Sound quality, although the iPad sound quality is wonderful, it still doesn't get quite loud enough in noisy environments. Procurement issues, so the iPad's great, but not everybody can afford to go out and buy an iPad and an app and a case. So we wanted people to be able to leverage their insurance benefits. Lack of support, you can't just call up Apple if you need help customizing an AAC software, or if you're having difficulty with positioning. So having people who actually are trained in the industry to support the equipment was one of the drawbacks of just an iPad. Lack of quality key guards for access, and then mounting issues. So again, we want the device to go across all the various environments. So you have to be able to secure that to your wheelchair, your walker, to your desk, your table, to use it in your bed. So there has to be ways to mount these devices. So for that, the first and foremost being the durable casing, we use a rugged molded silicone polymer case. And we do a lot of drop testing and a lot of testing to find the best cases, because we are an FDA approved medical device. You have to be able to undergo different type of testing to show that this device is durable for the population that it serves. And so we do drop 6 feet drop test onto concrete. We toss it down the stairs. We're just looking for different things, making sure the case doesn't pop open, making sure if the screen does break that no glass shards come out, because we have a nice thin screen protector. But then you also have to watch with the screen protector that's not too thick, that it causes any access issues. So there's a lot of thought that goes behind the casing that we use for our ProSlates. And then it's also splash and dust resistant. All of the different ports are covered. So if there's any drooling or debris, whatever it might be, it's not going to get into those ports and ruin the tablet itself. And then, as mentioned, the screen protector. So that's on there to kind of help against scratches and scuffs to the screen of the device. And then talking about the audio feature. So of course, this is for communication. It's somebody's voice. We need a nice, clear, loud audio. And the iPad does have a great speaker, but we want it to get louder than that. So I always like to talk about our SoundPod. This is our patented speaker. It's the world's first wearable AAC prosthetic, and it magnetically docks to the back of our device. So you can actually take that speaker off and wear it around the neck. And the reason for that is because it's your voice, you want it to come from the human, from the person, to have more of that natural communication opportunity. So it's very normal and natural for us to turn towards what we're here, or towards sound. And so if sound is coming from the person, it kind of promotes the communication partner to turn towards the person during that communication exchange. So that's one really great thing about our SoundPod speaker and the intention behind the design. But the other thing is that it does get louder. So if you're in a noisy environment, like a cafeteria, you're out on the playground, you're at home and family's over for the holidays, or maybe you're wanting to project your voice. If you're in an argument or trying to gain attention, you want to be able to turn that volume up really loud. So the SoundPod allows for that. And then another function that I like to mention, because I think this is really valuable, is you can take the SoundPod away from the device and it can kind of serve as like an emergency alarm. So if a caregiver wants to go into the kitchen, as this picture shows, and start cooking dinner, they want to sit on the couch, they take the SoundPod with them. And if the communicator wants to say, hey, come check this out, or mom, or can you bring me a glass of water? It's able to travel through that SoundPod. So it's kind of multifunctional and has those 3 different purposes that we touch on. So that's our SoundPod speaker, and that comes on our Pro Slate series and our Win Slate series. So all of our speech generating devices that we manufacture have the SoundPod. And then next is our flex-able handle and stand. So this is another key feature of Forbes devices. So we use a flexible wire handle and stand, and the purpose of that is so that you can adjust it in infinite ways. So you're not stuck to just one position point. You're actually able to kind of adjust it just a few centimeters, or you can go up to inches if you're needing to adjust the glare on the screen. And the other great thing about it is you don't have to have great fine motor skills to be able to independently manipulate and adjust your device. So you can use more of those gross motor skills to move your device around. That's what the pictures on the screen are depicting there, are using more of that like fist or gross motor movement to adjust the angle of the device. The other great thing about the handle is you can position it for eye tracking on a tabletop. So if device comes to school and it doesn't have the mount with it, you're able to put it right onto that tabletop and adjust that flex-able handle and stand to be able to still position to access communication. The other thing is for grasping. So you can loop your arm up under that flex-able handle and stand and kind of wrap it around your arm. And so you don't have to have really strong grasp to be able to carry your device. And then all of our Pro Slates come in, or our Pro Slate 8 and 10 come in fun colors. So you're able to kind of customize and choose the color that you want to make it your own. And then our Pro Slate 8 and 10 devices have a 5-year warranty. So this is really important. Insurance companies look at these speech generating devices as having a life of 5 years. So what that means is they typically don't consider purchasing a new device unless there have been some sort of medical changes, but they won't purchase a new one within that 5-year span. So what we want to do is make sure that our Pro Slates are covered for the whole life of that device. It covers defects and abuse. And one thing that we do not limit to any year time frame is our technical support. So we have pretty biased, but I think we have one of the best technical support teams. It's Mike, Sam, and we recently added Dylan, and you call their direct lines and they pick up and you're talking to them. They're able to remote right into your devices, and they're just wonderful at supporting. They're extremely patient, and it gives you a really hands-on support feel. That's our Pro Slate support. And then as far as the communication apps that can come on our Pro Slate, because it is an iOS-based speech generating device, you're able to download almost any app on the App Store. The only exception to that is that we do not support subscription-based apps. So if you have an app that charges a monthly subscription, that would not be able to be put onto our dedicated speech generating devices. It could always be added on after the fact, but these are the apps that we're able to provide with our Pro Slate device. And we'll go in further when we get to the language apps and software. We'll talk about our app, which is CoughDrop. And then I wanted to give this one its own slide because this is really exciting. We do have eye gaze now on our Pro Slate devices. So on our Pro Slate 13, which is our largest size of the Pro Slate series, we can do eye tracking. This is new. It's amazing. It kind of allows you to access everything that the iPad has to offer. So including all the different various apps, communication software, you can have desktop control, social media apps, learning apps, and more. And it still only weighs 3.83 pounds. So we try to keep all of our equipment really sleek and lightweight so that it's portable. It can travel around to school, to doctor's appointments, wherever it needs to go. We want it to be light and portable and not intimidating for the caregivers to bring along with. So yes, we're excited about that. If you're interested, we do have this available. All of our reps have this, so they can bring it out for a demo to try it out. And now we'll move into our WinSlate series. So this is our Windows-based speech generating device. So this is just the WinSlate. This is the tablet that can be accessed via touch. You could add switches, head mouse, all the different access methods are available for our WinSlate. It does come with our Adapta multifunctional hub, so we'll get to that a little bit later, but I'll show you the back of the device, and that has IR built in, so you can actually control anything that's infrared controlled, you're able to do through our software here. Our WinSlates are extremely durable. They have a tough, rugged case, and they use Gorilla Glass, so it's very rare that we get shattering of the screen or any type of screen issues with our WinSlate device. All of our devices come with that flexible handle and stand. They come with that SoundPod wearable speaker. This device in particular runs our Spark dashboard, which we'll dig into later on. And we're running Windows 11 platform and the different available Windows apps. And then our WinSlate 12 Enable Eyes, you can actually add on eye tracking to our WinSlate device. So if you are using eye tracking as your access method, that can be added to the WinSlate. And the users then can control mouse cursor movements with their eyes. We have lots of different selection methods, so switch, dwell, blink, and we're running Windows 11. As mentioned, the eye tracker is removable. We have that built-in infrared. So this is the image that gives you a good view of that Adapta multifunction hub. So if you look there, it says Adapta across it in the top portion, which is a red color. That's where the IR controller is built in. And this device also is only 3.4 pounds. So extremely lightweight, extremely sleek for an eye tracker. I believe it's one of the smallest in the industry, which just makes it really portable. And then we have our WinSlate 12 Enable Eyes. So it's the same device as the WinSlate 12, but we call this one for kids. So it has everything the WinSlate Enable Eyes has to offer, but with more kid-friendly features. The WinSlate for Kids Enable Eyes, our users can access these interactive learning activities. So it's an additional software that's added onto the device, and there's 21 additional games that come with it. So when we talk about Spark, I'll mention that we have some interactive learning activities built in, but this one adds an additional software on top of those to give 21 different games that help to motivate. So the 3 different sections that these games focus on are focused eye gaze. So it teaches the cause and effect. Then you move into gaze dwelling, which teaches sustained gaze on an object to better identify a user's dwell time needs. And then you move into tracking an object. So it aims to improve accuracy of the eye gaze. And of course, the WinSlate for Kids still comes with that flexible handle and stand, still comes with that sound pod, still only weighing 3.4 pounds. It has the infrared built in, which gives you the capability to control some fun remote control toys. Same thing with the WinSlate support. So our wonderful tech support team will support the device for life. So there's no limit on the time frame that you can use our tech support when you have our equipment. We do have some great video training tutorials that are built into our software. We have lots on our YouTube. And then the WinSlate is the one that our tech support team can remote in and have that hands-on support. If you're having any difficulties, if you're needing help customizing page sets, if you're needing updates, they're able to remote right in and kind of see what's going on your device. So then the Abilia Light Writer. So we do not manufacture this one, but we do distribute it. So the Light Writer is just designed specifically for purpose. So it is a communication device. There's no distractions. It's really great for that low cognitive load. It does have the dual screen. So you have your partner window on the back, has a very loud, clear speaker, very simple interface, does allow for word prediction. And as mentioned, there's just no distractions. And it has that tactile keyboard. So we see a lot of individuals who have been using Light Writers for a long time and are looking to upgrade to the SL50. This is the newer version, and we are the US distributor for the Light Writer. So if you ever have anybody looking for that, you can come to us and we can help you out and do the funding for that. And now we're going to move into the language software and apps. So first and foremost is CoughDrop. So many of you here at the conference are most likely familiar with CoughDrop. We purchased CoughDrop last year, And just a little history about CoughDrop, if you are not aware, it was started by Brian Whitmer. He's a software developer and entrepreneur, and he was looking for a good communication system for his daughter who had been diagnosed with Rett syndrome. Because of his background and usability, he kept getting frustrated with some of the old design and technology. So he collaborated with over 30 SLPs, OTs, and AT specialists to build something even better. And the result was CoughDrop. So the goal of CoughDrop is really creating a platform that allows for easy collaboration, publicly sharing resources, and building teams around the communicator. So I love this visual. I think it gives a good description of why CoughDrop is different from other AAC software. So on the left-hand side, it says traditional AAC software. So most AAC software lives on the user's device, and then you can push it to back up into Dropbox, into File Explorer, onto a flash drive. So you can save backups of the software. The downfall of that is if as a clinician or as a caregiver, as a parent, if you're wanting to make changes or help customize things, you either have to physically take the device and make those changes, or you have to make the changes and then grab the device to push the changes on. Whereas with CoughDrop, it's cloud-based. So everything that AAC software lives in the cloud and it's device agnostic. So you can log into the AAC or into the CoughDrop software on any device. You can actually make changes on a separate device, and those changes will push onto the user's device once they're connected to Wi-Fi. So it's really powerful. It does build that collaboration, and it allows for a team to be around the AAC communicator. And what makes it different? Again, talking about any device. So CoughDrop is device agnostic. You can run it on Windows, iOS, Android. You can pull it up on your phone. So it's really valuable if your device dies or it breaks, it needs sit in for repairs, you can just log into another device and still have your voice. Smart cloud, so it works offline with backup in the cloud. So it's painless to switch devices if something breaks. And you can also share boards with others, which is really neat. So just to reiterate there, you do not need Wi-Fi to use CoughDrop. So that would be for the backups that you would need to log into or put Wi-Fi on the device, but you do not need it to use it as a communication software. And the other thing that makes it different is just staying informed. We actually had a wonderful presentation by our CoughDrop product manager, Kim Binion. So she presented yesterday. So check that presentation out because she really goes into the staying informed and goals and ideas piece of this, because CoughDrop does a lot of tracking in the background. So you actually have solid data from the individual using the device versus always kind of guessing or wondering or doing your own tracking. It is actually tracking that data for you, and it gives you some wonderful charts so that you are informed about what is actually going on. And then we do have flexible pricing options. So we do have a low price monthly subscription model. So if somebody's wanting to purchase CoughDrop to put on their own personal device, we have a nice low price option there, but then you can do a lifetime purchase. So that one is a higher price, but then you have CoughDrop for life. And then we have the ability for different school districts or organizations to purchase different licenses, so bundles of licenses as well. And then our goal here with partnering with Forbes AAC is that we bring more awareness to actually putting CoughDrop onto dedicated speech devices and being able to utilize individuals' insurance benefits to get them their own dedicated speech device that can go with them everywhere that they go. Then another thing that whenever we purchased CoughDrop that we brought to the table that we wanted to add into CoughDrop was our premium page sets. So what we did there is we took some of the wonderful content that was already available in CoughDrop and we put it in this dashboard layout. And you'll see the reason we did that is because that's how we lay out our communication software on our WinSlate devices as well. It just kind of allows for you to quickly see what's available and see all the different content. So we put it in this dashboard style layout. And the other thing we did is we made all the page sets really uniform. So we use symbol sticks in our modified Fitzgerald color scheme across all these different page sets. So going through the different ones that are available, so we have Quick Core Pro up here on the left. So that one comes in a 12, 24, 40, 60, and 84 layout and 112. So this one really promotes the use of core vocabulary while adding common fringe options and provides the opportunity to expand communication, benefiting from a consistent motor plan. So this one has motor plan involved. And then Vocal Flare Pro. So this one comes in 24, 40, 60, 84, 84 keyboard, and 112. And this is a collection of context-specific categories included, and additional categories can be easily added or adjusted based on the need of the individual communicator. And Vocal Flare is built to be consistent for developing a communicator while also being robust enough to grow with them grammatically. Then we have symbol links. That one comes in 4, 8, 12, 20, and 30. That's going to provide essential support for those who rely on symbol-based communication systems with vocabulary that's organized by category. So that really enables the user to find their words quickly. And then we have our core word language system, which comes in 6, 20, 40, and 60. And this system features dynamic vocabulary layouts that automatically change as the user makes selections. So once a word's been selected, the layout will update to show only words that are likely to be used next. So that really offers these next words in plain view and removes unwanted vocabulary so users don't have to waste time and energy searching for their next words, which really ensures maximum efficiency with a minimal learning curve. And then we have phrase links. So this page set is designed for literate AAC users who prefer to utilize pre-made phrases. So you select a button from the grid and it opens a number of additional options related to that subject. The main board includes several quick-fire phrases often used in conversation like yes, no, please, thank you. And a keyboard is included for spelling and literacy, and boards can be customized with personal or preferred information. And then the last one here is Sequoia Pro. So it is a branching vocabulary set built in effort to support communication organized by pragmatic function, but with the goal of encouraging expansion into generalized and core-oriented vocabulary. So these are premium page sets. I did put a QR code on here. What this leads to is just that explanation of all of these different page sets. So if you want that in writing, so you can see the different focus of the page sets, see the different layouts, you can scan that QR code and it should lead right to that handout for you. So next we're going to move on to AAC Now. So AAC Now means immediate access to AAC. I'm going to talk about the QR code first here so you guys can scan that while you're watching, but this will lead you to a sign-up sheet that gives you access to CoughDrop completely free of charge for clinicians. So once CoughDrop and Forbes AAC joined forces, we wanted to immediately provide barrier-free access to AAC. So we understand how important it is as a clinician to have access to these AAC softwares, to be able to trial them, to be able to customize them, to be able to prepare. So that's what we want to do for all clinicians, is give it to you completely free with our premium board set. So that's what this QR code leads to. And what AAC Now means is just that. So as a practitioner, or for communicators, for practitioners, it gives you access to CoughDrop and all of our premium boards, and there's no cost. So you can use a tablet, PC, or smartphone that you have access to, or even your desktop computer, and have CoughDrop at your fingertips. But then for communicators, you can actually have physical cards that you can ask for copies of, and we'll mail them to you, but physical cards that you can give out to your communicators as you submit funding packets for a Forbes AAC device. So they can trial CoughDrop, and if you decide that CoughDrop is the vocabulary that they're going to use on their dedicated device, you just let us know and we will license their CoughDrop account for life, and then we'll process the funding packet to help them get a dedicated Forbes AAC device. And if you'd like more information on that, definitely just reach out. We can connect you to one of our reps and they can kind of go through this program with you, but it's called AAC Now. And then the next software that we're going to talk about is Core Word. So Core Word is our language system here at Forbes AAC. So it's only available on Forbes AAC devices. You can get it through the CoughDrop AAC software or through our Spark dashboard, which is on our WinSlate series of devices. The core word language system provides AAC users with a powerful combination of core, language, fringe vocabulary, and banks of key phrases. It's really designed to promote language development and consistency fosters learning. So we have that Fitzgerald color coding, consistent cell locations that promotes motor planning, and this cell shape actually denotes the function. The core word language system is guided by Brown's stages of language development. So you'll see core word 6, we're in Brown stage 1. Core word 20, we move into Brown stages 1 to 4. Core word 40, we move into Brown stages 1 to 5. So we're going to break it down just to show the vocabulary for you and a little explanation. So with core word 6, again, that's Brown stage 1, early communication. So it's very intuitive and efficient interface. You have sentence starters like I want, let's play, key fringe vocabulary like mom and ball. There's interactive learning pages, there's cause and effect teaching tools, and there's skeleton pages for customization. And core word 20, that's going to support Brown stages 1 to 4. You have predictive linking that keeps the words you need at your fingertips. There's a message window for phrase building. There's comments and descriptive concepts, emergency and medical phrases, visual schedule templates, and ABC and QWERTY keyboards built in. And then core word 40, so that's supporting Brown stages 1 to 5, has advanced predictive features that increase efficiency. There's a wide variety of grammatical markers, conjunctions, and determiners, a robust chat folder for the expression of common phrases at the touch of a single button, has accessible device controls, and a photo viewer and music player. And then recently we've added core word 60, which is really exciting to keep growing the core word line. So we have, this one supports Brown stages 1 to 5, has advanced predictive features to increase efficiency and frequently use core and fringe consistently, available on each page. There's the addition of social messages page to increase access to pragmatic functions and messages, a small words page, always available for quick access to function words such as adverbs, conjunctions, and prepositions, and then accessible device controls for environmental control systems and an ABC QWERTY keyboard. So that's our core word language system. And now we'll move into our Spark software, which is powered by MindExpress. So Spark is for our WinSlate series of devices, so our Windows speech generating device. And it's powered by the software MindExpress, and it's our proprietary packaging of our communication software. So it also has page sets for the language development kit, interactive toys, and it's designed to empower every WinSlate user to connect, communicate, and grow. I'm going to kind of break that down. So we have it organized into different folders, as you can see on the screen. So whenever you get a WinSlate, whether it's through our loan library or if you're getting a purchase WinSlate, it's going to open up to our Spark profile or our Spark dashboard. And each of these folders contain either communication page sets, interactive learning activities, environmental control systems. So the first one here is text communication. So that one's going to offer text-based communication page sets for your text-to-speech users. And these page sets really empower the individual to generate their message with ease as they navigate between their keyboard and prediction and save phrases. And the page sets encourage use of distant communication because they encompass SMS texting, phone conversations, email, social media platforms, and so much more in the text communication folder. And then in accessible apps, we have a variety of accessible applications for connecting with others and entertainment, including internet browsing, video calling, social media, streaming, reading, music, and organization. And recently, we've actually added even more social media applications in the accessible apps folder. I know they added TikTok and Instagram. So those are things that now have accessible features built in so you can easily navigate regardless of your access method. Our environmental controls folder. So this one has a lot of pre-built page sets for controlling your TV, for controlling Alexa, Google Home, light bulbs, doors, beds. So we have a lot built in already that can control things throughout the home. We have our folder here with the core word language system. So just as we mentioned previously, you have access to the core word language system on any of our devices. And then our symbol links page set, we mentioned that one when we talked about our CoughDrop premium board sets. That's another Forbes AAC language software that you can get on our devices. And then the folder next to that is Steps to Language. So this is a vocabulary that is designed to support children to develop the skills needed for symbol-based communication, and it has 3 different stages. And some of the unique features that Steps to Language offers is a simple color-coded navigation system. You have access to increasing selection of core words, and they have this really neat feature called guided selection. So it's kind of the same idea as core word. Is when you select your word, it'll bring you to most likely said next words. And so Steps to Language does the same thing, but instead of just bringing you to the page, it actually will gray out other words and just kind of bold in the words that you may use next. So that's a pretty neat feature of Steps to Language. Has a range of topic-based folders, access to quick phrases for social language, and then they have a phonetic-based keyboard. So I know that's really important with literacy. So Steps to Language does offer that phonetic keyboard. So that whole middle row are symbol-based communication page sets. And then the bottom row there are going to be all those different interactive activities. So the first one being the infrared toy page set. So we have pre-built pages to be able to control toys that are controlled by infrared. And we'll touch on those in more depth here shortly. Then we have interactive learning activities. So these are just resources designed really to help evaluate a user's ability to activate targets of various sizes on the screen. And then there's additional assessment tools within there, such as an eye gaze monitor to provide feedback for optimizing the position for eye gaze access. And then the last folder is entertainment and games. So there's a large selection of familiar games and challenges for individuals of all ages. So this one has some fun things like battleships and solitaire. So there's some fun things built in to that. So this is our Spark software. And this next page is another QR code, but we do give our Spark software completely free to all of our clinicians. So the value of that is you can put it on on your tablet, on your computer, and you can customize page sets that you can then push to the WinSlate device for users, or you can just create things ahead of time for trialing purposes. So this is the QR code for that. So it'll lead you to another fillable form. You just fill that out. It sends us a notification and we'll send you an email with the instructions to download our Spark software. And then lastly, with our product line is going into our different accessories. So first is our language development kit. So in the Spark dashboard, we had that folder called Infrared Toys. And what we've done with this is we wanted the device to be able to control toys, because what's more natural and motivating for children than playing? So all of these toys are infrared controlled, and we pre-built the page sets with the codes on the button. So right out of the box, these toys work. It's a really fun, engaging way to kind of introduce or just to motivate using eye gaze or other access methods. You can also use touch. You can use switches. Our language development kits, it comes as a full kit with 7 different toys, a clinical protocol. And our clinical protocol was developed by our speech language pathologist on staff. And it includes lesson plans, goal banks, and data tracking sheets. So that comes with the language development kit, and then the ready to use page sets. So all those page sets are already built out for you. There's even an additional page set there that allows you to customize any additional toys that you may find yourself that are infrared controlled. So we have had success in some different territories being able to bill for the language development kit as an add-on accessory to the WinSlate device. So that's really valuable when you can provide all of this to your communicator through their insurance benefits. And then next are SnapLock key guards. So our SnapLock key guards have an extremely strong static attachment. We build these in-house, and they can be completely customized to the page set that the communicator is using. Even if you create something completely custom that isn't a standard layout in one of the applications, we can build a key guard based off of that. We use a really thick acrylic design, and that's the intent of that is to hold the palm off the screen so we don't have any accidental hits. So it's a very durable key guard. All of the edges are nice and soft. We round them out. There are no sharp points on our key guard. It's a really smooth surface, so it makes it easy to clean and wipe off. And we can do, as mentioned, the standard layouts, or you can ask for a custom layout for different applications. And we do have what some people refer to as touch guides or just circular holes available for our key guards. So you can get them in either square or circles. You can even adjust the sizing. And this is a good image to kind of show how you can do that. So we offer what we call a master key guard. So this really helps in the assessment and decision-making process. So you can use this key guard over a core word 20 layout and kind of assess if you think you should go square, if you should go circle, and then what size hole that you are wanting for your user. So if you're interested in a snap lock key guard for our devices, you can reach out to us and we can get one out to you. Next is our extender battery pack. So one thing about our devices, since they are so sleek and lightweight, we don't build extra battery into the device itself because we want the device to stay lightweight. So instead, we have what we call our extender battery pack, and this allows for extended run times without adding bulk to the device. So instead, we add the bulk or the weight to the mounting system itself. And this can come with our WinSlate devices or our ProSlate devices. So we have a lot of ProSlate users that will get this extender battery pack as well. And they'll actually put it in their backpack or in their carry bag and be able, that way they're not tethered to the wall if the device dies. They can just turn on their battery pack and still have it at their desk, at work, wherever it may be, and not be so dependent on an outlet because they have that extra battery along with them. And next with our accessories are environmental control units or ECUs. So one thing we do at Forbes, and a lot of times we do this when we're working with our veterans and our VAs, is we will actually set up a whole home system to allow individuals to independently access their home through their WinSlate device. So since we have that infrared built on the back, we can do Z-Wave options. We can do things like controlling the TV, controlling a cell phone, controlling your medical bed, turning lights on and off, opening doors, unlocking doors, having door camera systems. So just to really improve that quality of life, we offer these environmental control units that we will fully set up and service and support. And that's what all the different pre-made page sets in our environmental control folder align with those different items that we offer. So of course, the Amazon Alexa and Google Home have a lot of commercially available products that you can just use that voice output to control. And there's pre-made buttons in there that will speak those commands and you can customize those commands. But some things that we have made ourselves are the Vizio M-Series TV remote, so that you can if you get the Vizio M-Series TV, you can fully control that and all the different streaming services on the Vizio. The IR phone is to be able to take a landline phone and make it infrared controlled, so you're able to answer your home telephone or make phone calls. The door opener, that's one that is controlled through Z-Wave capabilities, but it'll just give you access to the buttons to be able to get in and out of your home, in and out of your bedroom independently. The smart bulbs, again, just gives you access to turn your lighting on. An appliance module allows you to plug anything into this appliance module and you can turn it on and off with icons on the screen. And then that bed controller. So it'd have to be a medical bed, but it allows you to adjust the positioning of your bed through your WinSlate device. And then I added this video here. It's a really good just visual of what an environmental control package looks like once it's all set up with our WinSlate device. Those are environmental controls. And then lastly, with our accessory arm mounting options, so all of our devices can be mounted so that you can have your voice across all different environments. We have wheelchair mounts, rolling floor mounts, tabletop mounts, variable friction arm mounts. So any solution that you need, we are able to customize and help you get access to. And we use Readapt for our mounting solutions. And then just a few other things that I wanted to make sure to mention that we have for funding. This is a QR code that leads to our funding portal, but professionals and users can manage their funding activity all in one place. So as clinicians, you're able to log in and start new funding packets, submit all your documentation through our portal. And then as individuals waiting for your device, you're able to get updates as your device is working through the process. It gives nice descriptions of what each process means. So if you're in prior auth stage, if something was denied, you'll get a notification. And it's a great way to quickly communicate with our funding team in Ohio. Another thing I want to mention, and this is another QR code that leads to our Voice of Grace program. So this is a new initiative that is a charitable program that provides AAC devices and accessories at no cost to family if they're unable to get it through their insurance or if they're denied. We want to still make sure that they get access to a voice. So this was something that is paid for by our owner, Clayton, just to provide individuals with the tools they need to communicate. So this is all through Forbes AAC equipment. So it would be our ProSlate devices, our CoughDrop AAC software. But if you know anybody that could benefit from this program, please let them know. You can also fill out an application for them, and we review those bi-weekly and send out approvals every couple weeks. And just a note that it is fully inclusive. So regardless of your belief, ethnicity, gender, or social group, everybody is welcome to apply, and we provide devices to absolutely everybody through the Voice of Grace program. And then this is a little section I wanted to add called Be on the Lookout. So we have some really exciting things coming soon. So we'll start to launch throughout the summer and as we get back to school. But first and foremost is our WinSlate Enableize NXT. So we now are going to have another option for the eye tracking camera, and it's the Aleatech NXT camera. We've been super impressed with the camera. It has extremely fast tracking. So it has instantaneous recovery, which is valuable because as you look away and come back to the device, there's not a lag as you start navigating your device. Has really precise operations, so that really allows users to hit those small targets. So if you're doing computer controls, accessing schoolwork, accessing your work, you're able to hit those small targets. Has a really large working range. That's something we really like about it. It allows for a lot more movement because it has a larger tracking box. So you don't have to be as precise in your positioning. And then outdoor performance is really impressive with the NXT camera. If you're familiar with Tolt Technologies and Ability Drive, they have a really great video on their website that shows this camera being used in Florida in the sunshine with no umbrella or anything, driving the wheelchair with eyes using the NXT camera. And it has a really forgiving calibration. So what that means is when you're trying to get a good calibration for your eye gaze users, they're able to get distracted, look at you as you're giving direction, and then come back to the calibration without that counting against them. So it's patient and waits for their eyes to return, and then only tracks whenever they can tell that the user is actually looking at the target. So more to come on that. Definitely be on the lookout. I'll share our socials at the end. Follow all of those so you can get the updates as that's released. And then another thing coming soon, it's currently in beta testing with some different clinicians and users, but CoughDrop Pro. So I have a quick little 19-second video here that gives you a sneak peek of that. Be on the lookout there. Follow us on our socials for those updates. And then lastly, be on the lookout for core word 12. So we really are excited to kind of make sure that we have a full range of robust vocabularies for core word. And so we're adding in 12 because we felt like that was the one that was still needed in our core word 6, 20, 40, and 60. So we added in a core word 12, and that one should be released in both our Spark dashboard and CoughDrop in the coming weeks. So we'll send out an announcement once that is ready. And then just in conclusion, there are many AAC and AT options available for individuals of all ages and abilities. So I truly feel like we have solutions for almost everybody and every need. And we have lots of different language systems, access methods, and other technologies available. I'm going to share the next slide, which just shows our different socials. So definitely follow us on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, just to stay up with our updates. We share a lot of our training materials. You can also go to our website, which is forbesaac.com, to access all the information that I shared today. And it even has all the links there for you to get that free CoughDrop software, that free Spark download, to have the application for Voice of Grace if you have anybody that has been denied a voice and would like one provided through that. So check that out. And then here's my contact info. So if you think of any follow-up questions, if you'd like to be connected to a local rep in your area, please send me an email at whitleybie@forbesaac.com. And now I'll open it up if there were any questions or any discussion topics.
Hi, Whitley. There's a question here. It says, you offer systems for free for speech teachers. What about AAC coaches for school districts? I'm a coach in a self-contained class supporting a district.
Absolutely, yes. So you can also, anybody who's supporting AAC can get that free AAC software through those links. So whether that's our CoughDrop software with our premium boards or the Spark software. So CoughDrop will work on all of your different devices. So if it's iOS, Android, Windows, it'll work across all those different platforms. Spark is specific to Windows. So just make sure to note that as that software is only for Windows platforms. But definitely go get both of those for free.
Awesome. I think that's the only question. There was a question about the videos with audio. So I'll get those from you and I can put those in Slack. So for those who are asking for audio with the video, I'll get that and put that in the Slack channel as soon as possible.
Perfect. Thank you.
Any other questions? I don't see any for now, but we'll be monitoring the Slack channel. So if any come in, I can answer. Or you can reach out to Whitley as well. Whitley, thank you for a great presentation. And thank you for attending.
Yes,
Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day.